They've finally done it, apparently nearly. So, well, there's been a lot of confusion, I guess is the best way to introduce this. There's been a lot of confusion around lightspeed tokens and when things are going to come available. Normally, CG would say that once it's been a year after the end of the era, we should be able to use lightspeed tokens on those units. So, for example, right now we've got marquees, for era of the New Republic, right? So characters like R5 and Zeb, which we'll be getting next week, and so on and so forth, they should be available in lightspeed tokens for a year from now. The problem is, we're still looking at the Bad Batch, and they are not available in most lightspeed tokens. For now. We have seen some data mines that are suggesting that is going to change, which is a great move, and everybody I'm sure is very happy about that. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, and welcome back to another video with me, your bald-headed boy Scribe. How the devil are you all doing? So, ladies and gentlemen, have you been having fun? Have you been having fun with this latest Eyes of the Empire? It's the Eye of the Empire, it's the era battle. Rising up to the challenge of your wallet. Yeah. So, possible rewards, these are the same sort of rewards that we were getting last time with the last round of era battles. There is already a little bit of confusion over here. Now, the title on tier 8 over here says Own Cassian Andor Undercover at Relic 10, Claire Marquee Vel Cinta at Relic 9. It's not, you need the ISB, guys, alright? So this looks like carryover text for the other light side version of this era battle, which should be dropping in the next couple of days. Just very soon, I actually think. Is it even in here just yet? It's not in here just yet, but it will be soon, I guess. So yes, don't let this confuse you. It's the ISB. This is the dark side event. It's okay. Like the early tiers, definitely much more forgiving than they used to be. The later tiers, a little bit harder. Now, I'm probably not able to do this. I've only got Relic 2 on Party Gaz, Relic 2 on Dedra, and Gear 12 uninvested on KX. If you want to do it, mod these two for lots of speed and this guy for lots of defense and survivability. Just always call in KX. He is a bit of an animal when it comes to damage outputs and all that sort of thing. Now, overall, I think people are generally happy. There is one thing that's kind of bothering people about this particular era battle. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to do this. Is the final wave has got Claire Marquee and Hoth Rebel Scout. Okay? No, Xaereth Rebel Pathfinder, not Hoth Gaia at all. And that can create a situation where he is unkillable. You can kill him, but he'll revive, and he's got a permanent buff, so he'll always revive. You've got no way of preventing it. The only way you can get around that is to make sure you start that last wave with all your cooldowns off, and just target him straight away. Mass assist into him, defeat him before Claire can put either Keen Stratagem on him or that unique buff that she provides when she sacrifices Luthen. You really don't want her to use that ability regardless. So the rewards here, pretty good, really good for free to play. If you are in those early stages still needing shards for these units, it's a really good way to get free shards. Oh look, I can upgrade my KX. That's interesting, I didn't realize. Maybe we should do that real quick right about now. I love it when I get some extra shards of things. Let's go ahead and find KX. Wonderful, 4-star KX. Look, I haven't even maxed out his abilities. During his turn, if he has 5 stacks overcharge, shock the enemy for 1 turn. I mean, that's okay. I'm probably not going to do it. So yeah, I did remod to go through the first 3 tiers over here. 242 speed. Like, I got garbage mods on this account, let's be real. I think I just went for max health, but you really do want a lot of defense because his damage does scale based on defense. Let's go over to the ISB just so I can show you my Dedra. So Dedra, 300 speed. Nothing special. Major Party Gasm, 314 speed. Nothing special. Again, look, we're missing Ommis over here and probably Ommis over here. I believe I got the Zetas. We were lucky enough to get these guys up to error level 85, was it? Not sure. That got us to R2. Thanks to all of the additional juicy business. Now, let's talk about data mines, ladies and gentlemen, because we all love data mines. First of all, we're going to look at all the new game assets. Looks like we are getting, this is the signet for Mandalorian. Din Djarin's clan within the Mandalorians is, he's got the Mudhorn signet. So this is new. It looks like it's going to be a profile picture. How we get this? Probably for unlocking him as a GL. Don't know. I doubt this has got anything to do with Jabba. We'll find out soon enough. What is the name of this? What do they actually call it in the game files? Text Vanity Beskar Pauldron. Yep, makes sense. Then we've got the packs. The packs are coming in soon. Looks like we're going all the way up to the level 8 mats by the looks of things. Is that level 8? No, that's actually the 4, is it saying? Oh, okay. I thought it was later than that. So it looks like you're going to be able to level up your units a little bit further than what you would previously be able to. We're getting new light speed tokens for attackers over here. Attackers, attackers, attackers. And then what are these light speed tokens? These ones are for dark side. Some generic dark side tokens, it looks like. Yeah, light speed token, dark side tier 4. What else we got over here? Light side tokens, is it? No, that's droids. Okay, droids. Loads of light speed tokens. Healers. What is this one? Like, there are so many different tokens over here. Leaders. That's interesting. I don't think we've ever had a light speed token for leaders specifically. So give it a shot. Why not? I mean, that's going to be like every bounty hunter ever. Light speed token, light side. So we've got dark side, light side. We've got leaders. What else have we got over here? Boop-a-da-boo. Support as well, so it's going by faction. That's kind of interesting, kind of cool. I like it. I always do. Let's see what else we've got. So, new lightspeed tokens. Chromium lightspeed tokens. Release date, release era 3. Revenge of the Sith. Description. Support. Looks like you can go all the way up to relic tier 3 and level 5s. Eligible units. Echo, Ugnor. I mean, this is going to be a huge list, I guess. I'm guessing this is going to include things like CX2 over here. As you can see, CX2, which is always very, very nice, because that's obviously the new ones for the dark side clones. Doesn't say when per se this is coming out. There's loads of... Can you see how many of these are? Let's jump all the way. 13th of May, my birthday. Isn't that nice? So it looks like we're getting General Skywalker lightspeed bundles. We're getting Afro ones, Jawa ones, Vizier. I mean, by the way, guys, depending on the level of these Jawa lightspeed tokens, it might well be worth investing in them. I'm not saying that the new raid is going to still loop around to Crate Dragon, but Jawas are going to be used as constables, potentially, under Cobb Vanth, and it seems like there should be more coming with constables and Cobb Vanth, so I don't know. We're also getting Item Versio, we're getting Rogue One, Mandalorian Outcasts, and Jar Jar Binks. I'm pretty sure this was data mined a while back, but hey ho. So here we go. Lightspeed tokens, Era, Tier 1, Legacy, Carbonite Lightspeed tokens. So for reference, that is talking about these Carbonite Lightspeed tokens over here, ladies and gentlemen, that we get through the Era shipment store, right? It gets them at 3-star, it gets them to level 3 abilities, and it says gear 12 over here. So no relic levels, but you should be able to see, we should be able to get some good units over here. Right, I wish it was actually, yeah, you can see you've got CX2 over here. So the fact that CX2 is there, it does mean that everything, you can see Scorch is down here, which means you will be able to get things like Omega Fugitive. I just spotted her there. So all these Lightspeed tokens are going all the way up to Revenge of the Sith. I want to see if you can get Depa Billaba. Because if you can also get Depa Billaba, that means you can go all the way up to Jedi Master Mace Windu. But these are not in alphabetical order, so I have to just kind of get lucky. I'm not sure. I can't tell if it's got anything like that. Oh, it does look like Depa is there, so it's going to be all the way up through all of that. It's not going to include things like, oh well, I'm assuming it's not going to include things like Forlom and Zuckuss, because they were the era after that again. But it looks like you can go all the way up to Jedi Master Mace Windu in terms of lightspeed tokens, and there are just so many of these lightspeed tokens. All right, so you can get 4-star gear 12, obviously relic 1. This is the bronzium lightspeed tokens over here. These are not necessarily these ones that you find in here. We're looking for the Erodium lightspeed tokens, but they should all be in there, because if they're updating the Carbonite ones, that means they're definitely going to be updating the Erodium ones, because they use the same things, right? Looks like we're also getting some 50% off bundles on various lightspeed tokens that are coming to the game. These are going to be all Relic 6 units by the looks of things. Kind of useful, getting discounted lightspeed tokens. They are absolutely throwing lightspeed tokens right in our faces. They're saying, guys, please take this. And it is getting to that weird point, right? We're getting to that weird point in the game where CG is really trying. Let's go big screen over here. CG feels like they are really trying to completely circumvent the entire gearing system now. The only thing they seem to care about right now is relicking. So the way we look at gearing characters, particularly legacy characters now, should be completely different. We're earning more error currency. There is one caveat to that. I'm going to bring that up in a second. We're having another talking head video today, guys. They're giving us more error currency, and they're making Lightspeed tokens cheaper and more available. It seems to be they're just trying to push us to, let's get everybody into relics. Just relics across the board, and then you just need to worry about signal data. Now, one of the big things that was changed recently, and there is some preliminary stuff about this. Let's just get this recent news update. I just need to grab it for us a second. Jump all the way over here. Get this going, because this is very pertinent to what we're talking about right now. So you can see they fixed a bunch of stuff. You know, all of the last era stuff units now are in shipments. So if you want to get more, you can get them through shipments. I believe that is it Stormtrooper Luke is farmable straight away? Yeah, what am I talking about? Stormtrooper Luke, not Stormtrooper Luke. Claire can be farmable. Yeah, from battles F hard mode. So if you're pushing for Maul and you want to get him in this month where he's available, you will be able to get all the units that you need from shipments, 80 crystals per shard, or you can get Claire now, and in 2 weeks' time you'll be able to get the likes of, is it Vel, and then it's Cinta and all that good gubbins, right? They'll be releasing every 2 weeks. So if you want to, you can start working on that. There was a load of corrections made to Major Party Gaz. He was having some hard times, but this part here is the part that I want to really draw attention to. I'm going to zoom in just so that we've got it in our faces. Updated the drop rate for Cantina 9F. Now, CG didn't say they've decreased the drop rate, they didn't say they've increased the drop rate. If it was my gut feeling, I'd say they increased it because it wasn't particularly good previously. I mean, it was still like the most cost-efficient node to farm if you're looking for tier 2 and tier 3 signal data. So if you need both of those signal datas, it was the best node to farm. Sure, it had lower drop rates, but because you're getting 2 different signal datas at the time, you are building up over time. Once you have all the tier 2 signal data that you need, or the tier 1, you can just go back to sector F and farm that node instead to get your tier 3 signal data, right? However, CG is not clarifying if this is increased drop rates. So Gufu over here says, can we please tell us in what way this was updated? Was it adjusted down, up? Was it inconsistent before on other nodes Cantina now, and now it's consistent? Can you tell us exactly what the set drop rate is? They never tell us what the exact drop rate is. You told us some drop rates before? I don't think so. We've made assumptions on drop rates that I think they've been kind of soft confirmed, but I don't think they've ever said the drop rate is this, unless it's talking about packs, right? Packs. They have to do that by law, telling you what the drop rate is on various packs. That's a little bit different to drop rates on nodes. Anyway, preliminary tests show that, because Egnards, I messaged Egnards about this straight away, because he was collecting data. He had over 7,500, I want to say 7,500 recorded drops for sector for 9F on Cantina to ascertain what the drop rate is. I think he's already gone to correct that. Let's have a look. Yeah, we can see over here that this has been reset. So far, it's looking at a drop rate of about 47%. I believe previously it was about 37%. I'll have to double check my old video. Okay, so this is actually a clip from my old video. You can see over here, this was 2,700. It looks like the drop rate was 47.13% there. And currently it's showing 47.84%. Now, we're only at 857. It's a little bit early to tell. The other drop rate here, 84.48. What is it now? Already, it looks like the green drop rate has increased massively. Now, again, this is preliminary information. Preliminary information. You have to take this with a grain of salt, okay? When you've got drop rates this far, there is some fancy maths equations that you can look at to try and figure out what gives you, what level of confidence do you have that these drop rates are accurate? And usually it's a case of how many simmed attempts have you done, and I think it's divided by the assumed drop rate to get an idea of, you know, if we think it's about 30% and we've done 2,735, it's a pretty strong indicator that the assumed drop rate is quite high. The higher the drop rate is, the more confidence that you can have, essentially, because it's a lot easier to get it to drop. The lower it is, the more tests that you need to do to find an accurate drop rate. But generally speaking, a 66.47% is a pretty high drop rate on this screen. You can find out to a pretty high degree without needing to do thousands and thousands of drops. Similarly, I think we've got it over here. Having a drop rate of 84%, that's like nearly a 20% uptick. Again, preliminary. This is going to change, but I don't think this will change drastically, guys. I really don't. Looks like The green tier has definitely increased. It looks like blue is about the same. So it's not really going to fundamentally change anything. Now, to my knowledge, they have not touched 9B or 9D as drop rates for your signal data, because they would have brought it up in that post if they adjusted it, which is basically just strengthening that this 9F is a really strong node to farm, because you are getting a higher drop rate of green whilst maintaining at least roughly about the same drop rate as we used to. It looks like it's gone up by about 0.5%, but that's not a significant amount. I did like 22 sims and I got like 15 blue, I want to say. Here we go. I can show you mine here. This is what I did today when I had the refresh. 22 battles, we got 22 of the green, which is a good drop rate. And then 13 battles got us 13 of the blue over here, which is okay. It would be nicer if it was close to like 15, 16. But this now feels like a much better node to farm, even though beforehand it was already the best node to farm unless you only needed this blue one, right? Egnarts does put forward himself, he believes that the earlier nodes are better if you're looking specifically for Relic 10, and I don't necessarily disagree with that. It's just different. You know, some people are going for 7, 8, 9, some people are looking for 10. Depends where you are in the game. Right now, we currently don't need Relic 10 for anything, and I do expect that to change. Either way, if you do want to be supporting Egnarts with this, I'll try and leave a link to this Excel shared spreadsheet within the description. I don't know if looks like he's got lots of full data over here. If you want to help out, go ahead, log your data in here. You can put your name in here and then just track how many things you drop, what node you're farming, how many drops you get of each signal data, so that we can help build up a reliable data set. I think these over here, we've got plenty of 9B and 9D. People might disagree with me, but I'm pretty sure if you looked at, like I said, drop rate, this has got 127% drop rate. You're getting a lot of data from 1,219 battles. Similarly, even at 57%, that's still great. That's a high drop rate for anything. For a high to get a good certainty for probability, it's fine. I don't think necessarily you need any more testing on 9B and 9D. Egnarts might disagree. I don't know. He can disagree. That's fine. But yeah, definitely probably want to get up to 1,000 over here. I would say that these numbers won't drastically change. I'd say this is probably almost certainly going to be what the drop rate is, or close enough to, right? It's going to shift up and down based on the results that people have, but it's not going to drastically. It's not like this is suddenly going to change to 100% and this will change to 50%. They'll go up by 0.1% at best, I imagine. So yeah, that's pretty interesting, right? 9F is now a better node to farm than it used to be. I'm happy to hear that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and I don't know if I spoke about this to you guys in my last video, or if I was speaking about it on last night's birthday night stream. It was a great time. Thank you everybody for joining. But if you are looking for the easiest way to get the 5-star units for the journey guide, which is going to be Rot of the Hut this time around, the very easiest way to do it is you just get the Pass Plus over here. It's $40. You'll have to get it 3 times, so a total of $120. It gives you 40 shards of each character, and if you do that, it's a little bit late for R5 now because he's passed, but if you do that, you actually get 40 shards for each character, which is crazy, right? Because you get the 20 here, but there is also a completely hidden, unspoken about pack that you actually get for free inside of the web store if you get the Pass Plus, okay? It's not been confirmed that this will happen for everyone, but if you do, and you're at the start of each Marquee event, you've got enough shards to go straight to 4-star, and then over the course of the Marquee, you will go to 5-star for $40 for 2 characters. That's really good value, truth be told, right? Normally, I would never recommend getting the Pass Plus. This is my free-to-play account, so it's definitely not doing that. I'm still going to get the 5 stars, done R5 already, but I'm not going to be spending money on this account. That's a deliberate thing. I've got my own personal main account. That's a big whaley account. I'll spend money on there. But if you want the quick and easy, cheap and dirty way of doing it, that's the way you do it. Buy the Pass Plus. Go to the web store, claim your free 20 shards of each of those characters, right? Let me log into my main account and I'll show you. So on my main account over here, if I check my Zeb, I can't show it right now. What is the best way for me to do it? If I go to the episode track, we should be able to see Zeb shards over here somewhere. Where are they? There's the Zeb shards. If I click this, you can see I've got 40 shards of Zeb. Technically, I could activate him now, but he's an area unit, so I can't, right? I got that because I bought the episode pass. I claimed the 20 shards here, but also on the web store, when you buy the episode pass plus, it gives you a free pack that gives you 20 shards of Zeb in this instance and 20 shards of R5D4. Now, I don't know why, you can see I've got the pass plus here. I don't know why there is nowhere advertised for the episode pass plus that states you get these extra benefits, because it's really good value. It's 50 cents a shard for 20 bucks, basically. It's about as cheap as you're going to get character shards anyway. You get 20 of each, gives you enough to immediately go to 5, not immediately, over the course of the Marquee to get to 5 stars, which will give you a 5-star unlock of Rotter, and although they haven't confirmed that he is getting Lightspeed tokens, you can almost bet your bottom dollar that you're going to get 5 Lightspeed tokens from Rotter. We don't know yet, obviously, because CG has not announced it, and the game data is not in yet, okay? They have, for some reason, they are withholding information, and I don't know why, if they're waiting for the film to be released, which is in a week, or 8 days, before we get Colonel Ward and we get Rotter available, and Grogu and the Anzellans. I don't know why. There could be stuff in their kits over here, because we haven't had the kit reveals. There could be stuff in their kits over there that, you know, relate to spoilers from the film. I'm not sure. It's really hard to say. But I guess we'll find out soon. They really should be announcing, though, that when you do buy that Pass Plus, not only are you getting 20 shards of each character, but you are also getting an extra, I want to say, 5 loaned unit level upgrades. So you can get higher loaned units, which makes you perform better in the Colosseum. So CG have done the impossible. They've managed to incentivize the Episode Pass Plus in a way that will get me to spend more money. Now, am I going to do it every time? Probably. Truth be told, it is actually a really good way of doing it. You come into issues then if you're buying the whale packs for the Marquees, because then you technically over-invest in shards. You're spending too much depending on which packs you buy, but I'll probably just do the Pass Plus and then try to buy a Surge pack, the 13,000 crystal pack, to try and get all the shards that I need. My gosh, everybody has got too much energy. Energy overflow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough talking heads just for now. Let me know. What are your thoughts on the latest updates? What do you think on the changes to the Cantina? What do you think about finally being able to get Lightspeed tokens for the Bad Batch, as well as the Darkside Clone Troopers and Depa Balaba and Temple Guard? You can Lightspeed token your way to Jedi Master Mace Windu and then cry in the fact that 1, he has sleeves that are way too big, and 2, he just doesn't do enough. Cool beans, guys. All right. Like the video before you go, leave me a comment, and I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.